Hello and welcome to Smile and Spread a Little Joy. I'm Deborah, the Smile Lady, and I believe we were all born to smile, support, motivate, invest, love, and educate. And today we're going to talk to Joanne Lett Sellers, the author of Manners Matter. The reason why I love this is there's a quote that I usually share with my children that manners cost nothing but accomplish wonders. And a lot of people say, oh, that's old school. No, manners is not old school. It's just a matter of respect. You treat others the way you want to be treated. So this is very, very, very timely. So without any further ado, my beautiful guest, Joanne Lett Sellers, will talk to you and tell you what she loves doing and how she's making the world smile. Welcome.
Always a pleasure to meet you, Deborah.
Yes, it is, and I'm so glad your brother Gary turned me on to you. He speaks so highly of you, and I love that you have such a close-knit or supporting family, because he came out and he's just glowing and say, "This, you must have her on the show." And since I was so impressed with him, I didn't even think twice, about that. So,
well, I thank you.
yeah. So anyway, the first question I usually ask is what you love doing so much you would do it even if you didn't get paid.
I would say that I have always had a passion for working with children.
See? Okay.
And even as a youngster, I would always get a book and read, and I love writing, and also walking to the park and observing children at the playground area, pushing them on the swings and on the slide, or whatever I could do in order to make those kids smile.
See, that's it. That is it. Because I think Mother Teresa's quote, there's this, a person's life should be better because they met you, not worse. And I believe that is our goal. When we wake up and we're working in our passion and we do what we're supposed to do when we first get up, smile in the mirror and this and release all the garbage, that next step is to make somebody smile or to leave this place better. And I really didn't realize that as a younger age. I was like, woe is me and all bitter, until it reversed and that smile is our purpose. And you really are just vibing, like what I told you in the beginning, you're more beautiful in person because sometimes you don't even capture a person's essence, and part of their beauty is their essence. That's why I was joking with you, say you need to fire your photographer, but you're more beautiful in person than your pictures, So helping children, so your support system in that. Did you always want to do that from the time you were 6, 7 years old, or when you grow older, did your career?
Well, I think that what was kind of forced on me to a certain extent because we were brought up in a large family, and there was 9 of us actually, and only 2 girls.
Oh, and where were you in that mix?
I was the 3rd child, and my sister was the 2nd. And so, of course, we had a little bit more responsibility in helping with the child rearing practices than the boys did. But so we helped Mom and we helped Dad to raise the kids and get those children prepared for school or get those children prepared for church or whatever was needed. We assisted them in that job.
Oh, wow. See? So you were, and probably because that's what you love doing, you really didn't mind it that much. Because I was the oldest of the 5 in my family.
No, we didn't see it as a chore. We saw it as something that they wanted us to do, so we didn't question it. We just did it. And unlike the children today, they have to question everything, whereas we didn't question it. We felt as though, okay, we're part of the family, so this is what family does.
Yes. And they don't know at that time, and I guess we're guilty of not sharing it. This is an investment in their future. This is an investment in their education. This is an investment in life. You're really not doing this for me, you're doing this for you. There's a lot of life skills that we get. And I was bitter also because being the oldest of 5, you always got stuff last. There's a brother that's 9 years younger than me, and I had to take him everywhere with me. Even if I wanted to date, he had to tag along, and you just resented it. But then later on, you see what skills you got out of that.
Right.
That these younger ones don't, they're not even made to. The parents are scared of them. You know. So with that support system, what is your mother and father's name?
My mother's name is Annie, and my father's was Charles.
Okay.
Both
good.
of them are deceased.
And so basically, I love for people to drop the names and continue that legacy. And if it's a horrible experience by a person, you don't have to drop the name. You could just say, this person did this and da-da-da-da. But if it's a positive experience, I really want you to drop the name and pay tribute to them, whether they're living or passed away. So your motivation in doing what you do, what motivated you to write this Manners Matters? May I see this book? Because I know that poster, I love that poster.
What motivated me to write Manners Matter was actually I was inspired by God.
Oh, okay, good.
And I didn't have a desire or a passion at that time, but I was working with juvenile delinquents.
Same here, okay.
And I could see that there was a correlation between quote unquote so-called normal children versus the juvenile delinquents. And what I saw was that they all needed to be loved.
Exactly.
They all needed to be nurtured. They wanted someone to show affection toward them. They wanted someone to care for them and make them feel special. And so with God inspired me this book, I think that is right on time for today's era, because somehow, some way, we have gotten away from our manners. And this book is basically, it has manners. It also has concepts in it that will teach kids how to make have decision-making skills.
Right.
So that they can apply these skills to their everyday lifestyle.
Right.
And it is backed up with biblical principles.
I love this. You were given to your parents as a gift from God to love you, protect you, teach you, train you, and to discipline you. And I know it says in the word, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And you pick one of my other ones here, honor your father and mother, in Ephesians 6.
Right.
I like 6:10-20, putting on that full armor. But this is very well done. I love, who did your art? Let's see, your artwork is done by?
The work is done by, we did the clip art, and my publisher is Crown of Life, and it's located in Moreno Valley, California.
Okay. I love this. Manners matter. Growing up can be easier.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I think that we live in a very stressful society today, and that parents may not understand it, but kids are stressed out too.
Exactly.
And if we can just use, for example, all the different incidents that's occurring across the country with all the shootings. There has to be some
And the
reason.
Austin bombing, 19-day terror street.
Yes, there has to be some reason why these individuals have resorted to killing. It's like, you're supposed to love people. You're not supposed to hate them. And you're supposed to show love and kindness and consideration. And Manners Matter teaches you about sharing. It teaches about
Love yourself. So this is a coloring
being
book also.
kind. Yeah, they have the fun activity where they can color with erasable colored crayons, colored pencils, actually not crayons. And as they grow, then of course their coloring methods will be changing as well.
Oh, this is neat. See? I love this, where, you could really color in here and talk about it. Here's what I came into, smile. I ran across your smile quote because I'm going to read anything with a smile in it. A smile says a lot about a person, the person who shares it. Speak to others, show yourself friendly. You will feel good about yourself. Also remember to be careful. Not everyone can be trusted as a friend. Love that. Children, follow this under your parents' advice. Offer hospitality to one another. And basically, my smile is based on scriptures. The love is John 3:16 and this, and, don't steal. I love this. Is really cute. This is really
Thank
cute.
you.
And I know you have other books back here. Oh,
I
A Boy
am in
Without
the
a
process of, you see, this is a series right here, When Children Pray. In the process of getting those in print next, or there's a possibility I might consider doing Manners Matter in Spanish.
Oh, how
Yes.
cool is that?
So,
Manners Matter in Spanish. And I like this black page too because they use the white marker, and they could probably you could autograph that and stuff like that. It's really easy. What is this piece here?
and included is the poster, which is building blocks to good manners, and it's a snapshot of all the manners that kids can fix it to their bedroom wall or in any area of the house that it's not just for children. It's
Yes.
for the parents. It's
Yes.
for the older children because it's recommended for children from 2 to 8, or you could even have kids, if you have kids in your home that are 12 years old. There's concepts in the book that's teaching them to make good, wise decisions and for them to how to choose friends. So, and I think that is very essential in today's time. You can't just be friends with anyone and everyone.
Just like right here, it says, talk with God, be kind, be thankful, be respectful, obey your parents, be grateful. I mean, these are just really just your principles. This is just really good. I like this. So this comes along with the book.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been writing? I know you love working with children, and a passion has to be like Shonda Rhimes. She said she was writing from the time she was little, and she was really one of those. The closet was her space, and I think her mother the pantry and the kitchen. She didn't want to be bothered with people, but she would write. So, when did you know? Did you have a diary or something? Did you always write?
I did have a diary, and I used to write in my diary on a daily basis, but my diary wasn't really what I would write. I would do freelance writing. I would just write basically about anything that would come to mind.
Or that happened that day or whatever?
Yeah, and that started as early as I would say about 6 years old.
See? See, people? Told you that gift will come out by the time a child is 5, 6, 7 years old. It's just my personal thing. If you can afford it, because I know a lot of times kids are in school early because their parents work and they can't afford babysitters, so they go to preschool and whatever, kindergarten. But I don't think they need to go until 6. And you will find out what that gift is. If you're at home with them or whatever, their gift. There you go. 90% of the people on the show, when I asked that question, they've been doing it since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. Some of them were late bloomers. I think one said they didn't realize theirs till they were 11. But other than that, the average, when you put it all together, some as young as 5, some as old as 11, so it's around 7 years old. That they realized they loved to do this, and then when they got older, they worked some type of job or had some type of hobby, which displayed their gift. So you give back to the community how using your gift.
Well, I can say that because of working in the juvenile justice system, I was
Oh, you
very
did? Okay.
enthusiastic with working with children. I felt as though that I really had a lot to offer and to give those children, but because of the bureaucratic red tape, we weren't able to always implement and utilize the talents that we had. So because of it, I became a foster parent.
Oh, I did too.
Yes, and my sister and I, we went into the foster care business, and out of the foster care, I adopted my youngest son. So,
Oh, that is, our paths are so similar. This is so amazing. So you said the juvenile justice system. What did you do in the juvenile justice system?
well, I started out as, oh goodness, I started out in the Riverside County as what they classified ranches. So I was a group counselor, and I worked with at-risk juveniles at that stage where they had committed crimes and they were sentenced to go to camp or to go to the ranches, which Riverside has. Los Angeles County has what they classified as camps. So I started out working with the Riverside juvenile justice system there, and then I left there and I started working with the group homes and placements and working with the incorrigible children's where they didn't really commit crimes, but they may have been runaways or they may have had some type of problems making adjustments with their parents. And their parents felt as though, okay, this child needed to be removed. Or if they did run away from home, they hadn't committed a crime, so they didn't go to juvenile halls, as in which that's an area where children who have committed crimes is housed. And there's a difference between those children versus
Right, and they mix them up. They mix sometimes the criminals up with the victims.
Yes.
You know, because, and that was my problem working in the group homes, with the group homes and stuff like that. The ones that were committing whatever crimes or doing stuff, and then the others that were removed because crimes were committed against them, they were housed in the same spot.
Yes, they were.
And then the ones that were committing the crimes would turn out the ones that was, it
That's
was
right.
almost,
Because it was like they were going to school.
hell, and it was like, okay, this is not right. I said, will you take the doors off of these rooms and this and that and the other? And they weren't listening to me. How can you put the criminal in with the victim? And it just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me because I became a foster parent in 1985. And I was, for runaway teens. And when I would go to the meetings and stuff, they say, you take in teens? It was like, ooh, So now that I see how you give back, the love and the education, where did you, let's skip to the education. Where did you go to school, to do what you do?
Actually, I graduated from Cal State San Bernardino, and I was a sociology major with a minor in criminal justice.
Oh, so you love your love. You have a loving. I know there's 9 children. Woo, 9 children, and the 2 girls were left to deal with those 7 boys. Wow, wow, me. I know a lot of that testosterone. You guys had to be some strong sisters. Also, with both terms there. So I know you had a loving family. Did you all have talent shows? What did you do when you had a big family like that and the girls were kind of in charge? And where is Gary on that list?
Gary is actually, he's the third to the last.
Okay.
So he would be actually the 7th child.
Oh, that number 7, that's a good number.
Yes.
And has he always been drawing from the time he was?
He has been drawing. In fact, my dad, when he was, I guess Gary must have been about maybe 13, 14, 15 at that time. And he became involved with drawing a lot of the Black Panther.
Oh yeah, he told us about that with college, his professor. Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad asked me to pull him aside and to pull his coattail and let him know, it's like, you can't be drawing Black Panther pictures. Are you going to be a militant? Mm-hmm. And at that time, I told my dad, I said, you know what? Just leave him alone. Mm-hmm. Because I don't see that he had the Black Panther, that personality. He wasn't defiant. He was very cooperative. Mm-hmm. And he was very well-mannered. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't see that it was a problem.
He just wanted to give attention to the movement because it was something he agreed with.
Yes.
I could see that.
Yes.
You are just brilliant. Brilliant. Now, before our time gets away, you have so much wisdom to share. I want you to look into your camera and just share your words of wisdom to the youth, and how can they contact you regarding your book? Is this online? They can contact you about writing and maybe have you come out to speak to the youth. How many books have you written? These are all the books you've written, or?
Yes, well, they are manuscript form, but this series, the prayer series, is ready to go to print. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with this book, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then one is a series, Pray. Okay.
Yes.
Great. And you have the bags, Manners Matter. Did you bring any with you?
Any bags?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I just.
Oh, and this, you know my name means the B.
Oh.
Humble Bee and Friends, Beatitude. Oh, the Beatitudes. Great. So go ahead and talk about your, what you want to say.
You need to really follow your dream. Follow your dream. We all have dreams. We all have goals. We all have aspirations, things that we want to do in life. And don't let anyone deter you and stop you from those goals and meeting those goals. And that sometimes we get kind of steered away, by peer pressure or just trying to follow the lead from someone else. But learn to be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to emulate anyone else or try to identify with other people. Just learn how to be who you are, who God created you to be. And if you apply manners in your lifestyle and are polite and cordial to especially adults, the sky is the limit. They would just do anything and everything to help you make your achievement.
That is so perfect. And you know what I have to say is this. The world wasn't the same when you got here, and it won't be the same when you leave. Your purpose is to share your smile and leave this place better, like Joanne Lett Sellers is doing, because manners matter. And life would be a lot easier if you mind your manners. I love this.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Telling you can't do what you were born to do. Never give up on your strength that you have in your heart, body, soul, and mind. And this life is worth living in the way that you want to live. You gotta just believe.
Pacific Oaks College and Children's School have been part of the Pasadena community for over 70 years. Pacific Oaks was founded on the principles of inclusion, social justice, and respect for the unique potential of every individual. Many of our students are adult learners who come to Pacific Oaks because we strive to teach the principles of fairness and equal opportunity. We encourage adult learners to find an area of study that fits their strengths and ambitions so that you are able to become more engaged in your community.
Learning is a lifelong journey. At Pacific Oaks, we provide guidance to adult learners through our student services resources. Whether you are beginning your journey into higher education or transitioning into a new career, you are supported in your education and can focus immediately on growing and leading.
Pacific Oaks empowered me with the skills and knowledge to become an effective agent of change. We are all part of this community. We are part of Pasadena. We are Pacific Oaks.
Did you know volunteering can be fun? Community service is for everyone. Young people, families, men and women. As a Pasadena Lion volunteer, you will help your community and gain valuable skills, network with others, energize your life, make an impact, and have fun. Make a difference in your community. Volunteer. To learn more, visit PasadenaHostLions.org. See you there.